Okay, stop, put down your Compass real estate app for just 8 minutes and listen up. Everything that you thought you knew about the Denver housing market just changed on April 1st, and no, this isn't an April Fool's joke that went too far.
If you've been sitting on the sidelines waiting for prices to drop to 1990s levels, I have some bad news. That ship hasn't just sailed, it's currently in another dimension. But we do have some actual good news for a change.
Yeah, we're seeing a surge in homes hitting the market that we haven't witnessed in years. Now we're talking somewhere in the neighborhood of 10,000 active listings as of this morning.
But don't get too comfortable. Even with more choices, the best homes in Denver are still disappearing faster than a free voodoo donut in an office setting.
In this video, we're breaking down the March 2026 data from REcolorado, revealing the massive inventory jump and explaining why 6% interest rates are the new sexy in real estate. For those of you new to the channel, I'm Zac Nelson.
And I'm Kathy Nelson. We are the Nelson team.
For over 55 combined years, we've been helping people buy, sell, and invest right here in the Denver area. We've seen the booms, we've seen the busts, and we've seen really everything in between. By the way, we love when you comment and reach out to us. I promise we will respond to your comments.
That's code for we've been through the double-digit interest rates of the 80s and the I'll pay over 100,000 madness that was in the 2020s. We have the gray hairs to prove it. Well, maybe Zach's not so much, but I think I have a few.
Hey, I'm getting there, but seriously, that perspective is vital right now. 2026 requires a surgical approach. You can't just wing it anymore. We're covering everything from Adams County to Douglas County. So let's get into the numbers. Let's talk about the price plateau. The median close price for March 2026 hit about $589,000. Now that's about a 1% decrease compared to last year at this time. In Denver terms, that's practically a blue light special, right?
It's a healthy correction. It means sellers are finally realizing their homes are not made of solid gold. That's exactly why pending listings climbed to 4,615, which is a 5% increase. Buyers are seeing these stabilized prices and actually saying yes for a change. That's pretty nice.
But they aren't exactly taking their time. The median days in MLS is 18 days. That's 1 day faster than last year. So if you spend 3 days thinking about it, somebody else may already be moving their couch into your living room.
And let's look at new listings. We saw 5,986 homes hit the market in March. That's a 6% jump. That tells me homeowners are finally over their interest rate paralysis and are ready to move on with their lives.
Now for the big one. As of April 1st, the total active inventory in the Denver metro area hit 9,846 homes.
Wow, this is huge. We started January with about 8,200. We've basically added an entire small town's worth of inventory in just 90 days.
It's a 0.84% increase year over year. That might sound like a tiny number, but it's the momentum that's important. We're really moving towards a more balanced market, which is real estate speak for buyers actually have some pulse and a little bit of leverage.
This means you do not have to settle for a house that smells like 1974 and wet carpet just because it's the only one available. Ugh. You can actually go out to Arvada or Littleton and compare homes. Wow, what a concept.
All right, let's get to the heavy hitter. Interest rates. The word that makes every buyer's eye twitch and every seller's heart skip a beat. As we sit here in late April, the 30-year fixed rate is averaging 6.3%. But we really need to talk about why it's staying there and why the waiting for 4% strategy is basically like waiting for the Broncos to win 3 Super Bowls in a row. We'd love to see that, but maybe don't hold your breath.
You're right. The Federal Reserve has been very vocal about their wait-and-see approach to inflation in 2026. They aren't in a hurry to slash rates because the overall economy is actually quite resilient. For the housing market, this means we've moved out of the volatility era and into the stability era. We aren't seeing those wild 1% swings in a single week anymore, where you'd wake up in the morning a homeowner and go to bed a renter.
And that stability is a double-edged sword. On one hand, you can actually plan your monthly payment without it changing by $400 while you're out getting a taco. On the other hand, it means the rate lock effect, where people feel stuck in their 3% mortgages, is finally starting to thaw at least just a little. People are realizing they can't fit a new baby, a home office, or a mother-in-law into a low interest rate forever. Eventually, life wins, and the 3% rate loses.
It's about the life to rate ratio. History shows us that 6% is actually a very sustainable, middle of the road rate. We've been spoiled by those pandemic unicorns, but the real world operates in the sixes. What's fascinating is that Denver's job market, specifically tech, aerospace, and renewable energy, is keeping our local purchasing power higher than many other cities our size. People aren't just moving here for the mountains, they're moving here for the paychecks.
Exactly. Even though cost of living is the #1 topic at every Denver dinner table right next to how bad is I-25 today, well, it's probably bad, people are still moving here. This is why that $589,000 median price is so critical. It represents the intersection of what Denver professionals can afford at a 6.3% rate. It's the engine driving the market right now.
And let's be honest, if rates did suddenly drop back to 5% tomorrow, what do you think would happen to prices? It would be a total Black Friday at Target situation. We've all been there.
Pro tip for spring. Sellers, if your house looks like a before photo on HGTV, you just need to price it accordingly. With almost 10,000 homes to choose from, buyers are really picky these days.
And buyers use that leverage. Ask for those seller concessions to buy down your rate. It's a dance, and right now, you actually get to lead for a few steps.
If you want the specific data for your neighborhood, from whether it's Boulder County down to Douglas County, just reach out to us.
We're here to make sure that you don't make a $600,000 mistake. Call us, text us, or send a carrier pigeon if you like.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.